Geometry number 253. What's a tangent ratio? All right, well, we've been talking about a little bit about trigonometry, and I'm not going to go into this too seriously, but I'm going to touch on it lightly just so that you have a beginning of an understanding. Trigonometry is the study of triangles, okay? Mostly right triangles. And in a right triangle, the tangent ratio for an acute angle, a little small angle, is the side length opposite angle A over the side length adjacent to angle A. So I've been using color coordinating. So if you look at my triangle here, and you look at this, I've always made the green the hypotenuse. I've always made the opposite side red, and I've always made the adjacent side purple. So here's angle A, and the tangent of A is whatever this side measures over what this side is. The red over the purple, okay? So, I just want to show you really quick for those really beginner math people. When you see this symbol, and it says tan, and then this oval, this circle with a horizontal line through it, that's tangent of an angle. That's how we would read it. If you see this, tan with a 33 degree mark, that means the tangent of a 33 degree angle, okay? So just remember, that's a Greek letter theta symbol, and it represents the measure of an angle, okay? It's like saying X when we didn't know what the angle measure was, except now they put this little egg with the Easter egg with the line in it. Okay, so here's our drawing, and let's say that we want to solve for the opposite side. We want to figure out what A is, okay? So what we would do is, we would say red over purple, A over B, and if we know that the length of B is 20, we can say, keep this out of your mind for right now, we can say that the tangent of the 35 degree angle, this, is equal to A over B, which would be A over that 20 length, right? Well, all we got to do is cancel out, all right? So if we multiply this side by 20, and we do the same for this side, then we can cancel these out, right? And that means that ends up becoming our answer. You can almost do that in your head, right? So A is now equal to 20 tangent 35 degrees. So you have a choice now. You can either use a trig table, or you can use a scientific calculator, all right? Mine got legs and disappeared, so I end up always having to use a trig table now. So all you have to do is say 20 times, if you look up on the trig table, and you look up the 35 degrees in the degrees column, you'll see sine column, cosine column, and then a tangent column. So we're doing tangents, so you look in the tangent column, and you cross-reference it to the 35 degrees, tangent this way, 35 degrees this way, and you'll see it says 0.7002. So that's what we're going to multiply 20 by, all right? If you got a scientific calculator, just put in 20 and then multiply it, hit the tangent button, and then put in 35. And then you should get the same thing we do over here from the trig table. When you multiply these two together, you get 14.004, or we could just say 14. So we can say A is 14. So now we know B is 20, and A is 14. That wasn't that hard, was it? And you could almost do this part in your head. So that's when you're solving for the opposite side, when you're solving for A. So what happens when we're solving for the adjacent side, when we don't know what this is? We don't know that B is 20, okay? So let's look at this one. Let's say we know that this is 4.5 inches, okay? Or 4.5 feet, whatever, okay? But it's 4.5. And we know that this is 33 degrees. So to solve for this side, we know that the tangent is going to be 33 degrees here, okay? So we put that there. We know it's going to be A over B. So we know that it's going to be 4.5 over B, right? Because we don't know what B is. We're solving for B. So all we have to do is rearrange this so that we're saying B is equal to 4.5 over the tangent of the 33 degrees. See? It's just rearranging it. By doing this, we can solve and look up on the trig table for 33 degrees. You know, look down the column for 33 degrees. When you get there, go across to the tangent column, and you'll see it says 0.6494. So that is going to go underneath here. When we do the division, because you know a fraction means division, we're going to divide 4.5 by 0.6494, and we end up getting 6.929, or we can just round it off and say 6.9. Okay? So we know that this is 6.9. Now, if you're doing it on a scientific calculator, what you do is you punch in the 4.5, all right, because you're right here, or right here. You punch in the 4.5, you hit the slash division mark, you hit the tangent button, the tan button, and then you put in 33, and you should get the same thing, okay? So either way, with or without a scientific calculator, you should be able to do this. And there's a lot of trig tables online. Just make sure you're looking for the degree, and then go over to the tangent column. Make sure you're not doing sine or cosine, because then you'll get a wrong answer. You'll get a wrong decimal numeral, okay? So remember, the tangent ratio is the opposite over the adjacent, and we covered the sine ratio is the opposite over the hypotenuse. This is really, really not that difficult. Once you do take trigonometry and you start getting into this, you'll find out more about it. I just wanted to give you a little taste so that when you do take trig, it's just a little bit more familiar to you. See you next video. Bye.